Hi guys and welcome to another video. So the other week I did make a video speaking about what players I would like to see leave the Stadium Light and what players I would like to see stay at the Stadium Light. So I thought in this video I would talk about what players I would like to see us bring in, what players have been rumoured about and whether I would like to see them come or whether I would like them to stay clear of Sunderland. Now this is quite a difficult video to make because obviously we still don't know entirely what the transfer budget is going to be. There's been rumours that it's been 15, 20 million, and there's also rumours that we only have 6 or 7 million to spend, which it's hard to kind of guess what kind of calibre of players we are going to go for or what calibre of players we can even attract, because we do need to remember that we are a League One club now, guys. Of course, I think we belong to the Premier League. We belong in the Premier League, but we're not in the Premier League anymore. We're not in the Championship anymore. We are a League One club, and that is what we have to face. We need to face the fact that we are a League One club. We're not going to be able to attract some of the players that I have seen thrown around websites here and there. So we'll get straight into the video, and this is the first player I think we should go for. Jack Marriott of Peterborough, the striker who scored 27 goals in League One last season, and I think it would be the perfect time to get him as well, because if you look at his history, he started off at Ipswich. He had countless loan spells here, there and everywhere. I think that included 3 different loan spells at Woking as well. He was getting the odd goal here and there, maybe 4 or 5 goals every time he'd go out on loan, but didn't contribute too much. He spent 2 years at Luton, or 3 years at Luton, I can't really remember. I think it was 2 years at Luton, where he got 20 plus goals over that entire spell there, which isn't fantastic. But then last season he's really come into his own, he's really hit his prime. He got 27 goals for Peterborough, becoming the top goal scorer in League One, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've seen a lot of him. His movement off the ball is absolutely fantastic, finding the gaps in between the defenders, which is something we need. He's very, very clever off the ball. He scores all different kinds of goals. He can score, poached goals, poacher goals. When the ball's played in over the top, he can run onto the ball, and he's just a very, very clinical finisher, especially for League One. I think that would be an absolutely excellent signing, although I can't see him leaving on the cheap. What that means for a League One fee, I really couldn't tell you. It could easily be 3 or 4 million, maybe 2 million. I think it's something that we'd probably learn as we go along, what the fees are in League One, because it is new ground to all of us. Because obviously in the Premier League, a cheap fee would be like 10, 15 million, wouldn't it? Whereas in League One, what's a cheap fee? We don't know, or a high fee, in fact. So if we did manage to get him for 3 million maybe, I think that would probably be one of the best signings we could possibly make. 2 or 3 million, that would be absolutely incredible. And I'd love to see Jack Marriott at the Stadium of Light. Now on to the next player I'd like to see us sign, and it is again a Peterborough player, a player that we've been rumoured around for quite a few weeks now, and that is Marcus Maddison. Maddison got himself 22 assists last year, as long as 12 goals to accompany that, which is absolutely fantastic. He's got an absolutely wicked left peg. I'm telling you, the balls that he pings into the area, something that we haven't had for quite some time, someone who actually has a half decent delivery, and he can't half strike a ball as well. And obviously if we did manage to get Marriott and Maddison as well, they already have the partnership, they already know each other well. Marriott is already really, really good at making those runs in behind and finding these gaps, and if we bring Maddison as well, I think that could potentially be a lethal partnership. Maddison is a midfielder. He can play either side, left or right, as a cam. He's actually occasionally played as a left back as well this season just gone. So he's very versatile, and I think it'd be an absolutely incredible signing, probably one of the best signings we could make. Now he would probably go for a bit of an inflated price as well. I'd like to see him come for maybe 1.5, 2 million. I think that'd be quite a nice chunk. I think Peterborough could possibly accept that. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think those two would probably be the main signings I would like to see us make. But obviously, there's so much we'd have to go through before we can make a proper sort of transfer video, because we need to get rid of 90% of our squad as it is. So then we know exactly how much money we'd have to play with. So right now, it's just trying to find the kind of players I would like to see at the Stadium of Light. Otherwise I could name 20, 30 odd players, but that's not what this video is about. Although there was one thing that did concern me about Marcus Maddison. Originally I did think he was a Newcastle fan. I thought he was a mag, which completely wrote him off the list. I know it sounds daft, even if the best player in the world, I don't want a mag playing for Sunderland. It just doesn't work. I don't like it at all. I would never suggest to sign a Newcastle fan. But I have looked into it, and there have been reports that kind of debunked that. He did play for Newcastle as a kid. He also played for Sunderland at an even younger age as well. But he's an Arsenal fan, so that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. He can stay on the list. So yeah, I'd like to see Maddison join the club. And next on the list is a goalkeeper who goes by the name of Dean Henderson. He had a loan spell from Manchester United, Shrewsbury last year, and I think it was the third top clean sheets he had. Did that make sense? Yeah, he had the third highest clean sheets amount, basically, yeah. I think it was 16 or 17 clean sheets. He's only a very young lad. I think he's only 19, 20 years of age. He's a big fella as well. And even if it is just a loan spell, I think that would be a fantastic signing, even though I don't want to make too many loan signings this year. Obviously, he's not really going to get a space at Manchester United. There's still got De Gea there. They've got Romero there. They've got Pereira there. There's Johnston, who was on loan at Aston Villa last year. I don't know whether they've made that permanent or not, but they have an abundance of goalkeepers who are probably going to be just ahead of Henderson. But if we could get him on loan, I think that would be a cracking signing. You might say, we need a more experienced goalkeeper, but we did get Lee Camp last year, and well, yeah. But yeah, he is proven in League One now. He's got those 17 clean sheets, which is absolutely fantastic. He played almost every game, so he definitely knows what he's doing, even if he is a young lad. And if we did manage to get him from United, I think we could possibly get him for £1 million, maybe, because I can't see United wanting too much for him. They probably want him off the books because they already have so many goalkeepers at the club. So yeah, Dean Henderson I would love to see join us. Now onto a player that probably completely contradicts everything I've said in previous videos. I've obviously said, I don't want experienced players. That's not what I want. I want a complete sort of youth squad who are going to be full of energy. It's going to be a blank slate for Jack Ross to work on, so we can mould these players into the kind of players that he wants and gives them a chance. But this player has been rumoured to maybe possibly join us. It's taken with a pinch of salt, of course, but that is Grant Leadbitter, former Sunderland player. And yes, I know, again, he is experienced. It completely goes against everything I've ever said. But this is the kind of experienced player that I would maybe like to see at the Stadium Light, because he's already played for us. So he would really be able to teach these new young lads, if we do go for a young team, he'd be able to teach them what Sunderland is all about. He's been there, he's done it, he knows the North East. So I think he'd be a very good signing and someone who we could stick in that midfield, because I think he'd still probably be able to do somewhat of a decent job in League One. I think he'd be a decent little leader. He was cracking for us when he did play for us. I absolutely loved him, to be fair, when he did play for us. He scored some absolute scorches, in particular that goal against Southampton all those years ago. I remember seeing that, and I tell you what, it was a beaut. So yeah, that's the kind of exception I would make with experienced players. Someone who knows the club. So it's very rare to find too many of them. But yeah, Leadbitter, I wouldn't mind taking him on at all. Unlike another former Sunderland player who's been linked with us, and that is David Myler. Don't get me wrong, I did like him when he was here, but now I think he's got his own YouTube channel, he's got different things. I don't know whether priorities in the right place. I'm not going to question, whether football is top of his priority anymore. I'm not, but it just didn't feel right to have David Myler back. I wouldn't want him back, because I think he'd probably just soak up a pretty hefty wage. If anything, he might get injured, and then he'll have more time to do his YouTube. So no, I wouldn't have David Myler back. Now onto a centre-back, which might be a little bit of an optimistic one, and that would be Ezri Konsa of Charlton Athletic. Now Konsa is only 20 years of age, but he's done a job at Charlton. He's got plenty of games under his belt. He knows League One inside out. He's had the odd niggling injury here and there, which has been the only sort of thing that has made me nearly refrain from putting him on this list. But he is a brilliant player when he plays, and like I say, he is only 20. He's in the England under-20 squad as well, which shows that he's recognised for his talents. He's been linked with Premier League clubs for the last few years, maybe not so much this year. But if he was looking for a new club, I would definitely take him on. Plus, he can play in a variety of positions. He can play as a centre-back, centre midfielder, a holding midfielder. I think he could really do a good job for us in League One, especially if he's accompanied by the likes of Leadbitter, if he was to come in, Honeyman as well in the middle. I think it'd be a really good mixture in midfield. And now for the last player on this list, which might be a bit of a surprise inclusion, but that is Connor Chaplin, who currently plays for Portsmouth. Now again, Chaplin is a very young lad. I think he's only 19, 20 years of age. He did get 9 or 10 goals this season, which might not, set the world alight, But I've seen a lot of potential in this lad. He's only little, you know, he's got a lot of room to grow, you know, to beef himself up a bit. But he doesn't half put himself around the box. He doesn't half throw himself into a challenge. He won't back out when the ball is, you know, whipped into the box. He's not scared to get in there where it could potentially hurt. And I really like that about him, and he's got a cracking little finish on him as well. So if he is coached correctly by Jack Ross, if he was to come, I think we could have a really good player on our hands. And I don't think he would cost a massive amount as well. I would think under $1 million, maybe. And that is my list for the time being, guys. Again, it's a really difficult video to make because we don't know how much we have to spend, what kind of play we can get, blah, 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 blah. But in the comments, guys, let me know below what kind of player you would like to see join the Stadium of Light, and let's try and keep it realistic, guys. Again, we're not a Premier League club anymore. There's some of the players that I've seen thrown about in different Sunderland fan pages and stuff like that. It is pretty ridiculous, to be honest with you guys. We need to realise we are in League One now. It's horrible, I know, but we need to relish this challenge going forward. We've got a clean slate now. We're not a Premier League club. We're not a Championship club. We are in League One. We are starting from scratch, and it's something we have to get behind the club about. But if you have enjoyed the video, guys, please smash that like button for me and subscribe and all that nonsense. But for now, you take care and stay jammy.